We are live for the second episode of End Zone Rush here on Ellis Highlight Reel. Normally the show's on Wednesdays. I had to modify it for my two boys here because they have to work tomorrow. Both of them have to work tomorrow. Jacob got a new job, so let's congratulate Jake.
Thank you.
Before we get started here, got a new job, more money coming his way, hopefully. So, say what's up,
means
fellas.
I could probably get a better mic.
Yes,
Hopefully.
Say what's up, fellas.
What up? Ready to get started talking about some fantasy.
Yeah, interesting episode tonight.
Yeah.
Interesting to say the least, Shane. I agree with you there.
And very loaded. We have a lot to talk about.
Yes, very loaded. Football's back this week, fellas.
Yes.
It was Thursday without football, and then the middle of February this year. So we're gonna have some football,
and then we'll get like the UFL or whatever the other league.
Who cares? No,
Arena football, baby.
Yeah, arena football, baby. Canadian Football League. Let's go.
We love those leagues. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
But what everyone cares about is college football.
Yeah.
Here and
we live, eat, and breathe college football and NFL, baby. That's all we do over here in America.
Every day.
Yes, exactly. But that's the thing. So we got Thursday's Hall of Fame game, be the first game of the preseason, Cardinals and Panthers. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. I want to start off with the tease I had last night, the Stephen A. debacle of a segment with the Rams scheduling when it comes to the Eagles. Him saying the Rams beat the Eagles in Philly last season. He did pick the Eagles to win the game, because of that. I'm like, Stephen A., do you not remember the Jordan Davis field goal block that the big man stumbling all the way to the end zone, the cover to spread, that had the part of my take guys pissed off because they had you gotta love it. No, that play was my favorite play of the season last year for the Eagles. I think the Jordan Davis block field goal was my favorite play. Because it got me believing that, this offense wasn't going to be a problem. Everything was going to be figured out.
Yeah, we had figured some things out, and then, we had a bye week and then like a couple weeks off, and then we looked like the same offense we had all the season, and I was just like, oh, yeah, so this is how it's going to end.
So that's the thing. Jalen Hurts' perfect passer rating game. Then AJ misses the Giants game before the bye. Then you have the week 9 bye. Then the offense tanks when AJ Brown comes back. Yeah. So I'm not blaming AJ Brown, Shay, when I say – well, actually, I kind of am blaming AJ Brown.
Thank you.
A little bit. Just a bit.
Just a bit on that. Just a bit.
Okay.
But it was a whole mess of the off. I mean, Patula is the number one prime suspect of that. But I digress. Getting back to Mr. Stephen A. Smith. He has done this before where he's like misremembered something, but the co-hosts around him are afraid to check him because he's Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
And you had Peter Schrager and Jason McCourty, who are pretty good NFL, guys, on ESPN.
Yeah.
ESPN gets its slack, and we didn't really talk about the Ryan Clark thing on last week's show when he got released the week before we started the show. The situation with Ryan Clark getting, let go on air, technically on NFL Live. And everything like that. Now, people don't like Ryan Clark because of the, how he presents some stuff and does, leans into some stuff.
Gets a little bit too political in some of the instances, yes.
And he does. And the Peter Schrager thing, too, where he, the Eagles-Cowboys game last year where he was like, that's your reason, like the CD Lamb, and you're not a player, that because you're not a player, that takes because you're not a player, basically. Kind of rub people wrong way, kind of too. And my thing is with that, I loved Ryan Clark on the pivot. Like I love Ryan Clark on the pivot. He's great on there. Some of his ESPN stuff got old for me. but I still think his analytical side was pretty good at times.
Yeah. I felt like, just to jump in real quick, I felt like for Clark, he was trying to play a character that veered too close to like Stephen A. Smith a little bit in terms of just hot takes for hot take's sake. I just felt like you said, when he's doing the other stuff and he's more analytical, I think he's really good. But like you said, when he would come on these ESPN shows, he would try to play a character. I just don't think. I think obviously it rubbed people the wrong way, but I just don't think it matched, the vibe that he was trying to set as an analyst.
Exactly, and it just sucks that McCourty and Schrager didn't check him in that moment. They were standing at the board. They were at the board, with him because he had the teleprompter with the schedule, the whole schedule. He picked the Rams to go 13-4. I think a lot of us are going to have the Rams at 13-4 or 14-3 with their schedule this year.
12-5, 12-5 in that range. Yeah,
12 wins minimum for the Rams. I think maybe 11 if they have. They don't, if it doesn't come
up. If injuries pile up, especially to the receiving core, I think it could impact things because it's a little thin outside of Puka.
And Adams.
Yeah.
Adams.
I forgot about Adams. It's a little thin outside of those two guys. But
which is baffling. Speaking of the Rams, I have to mention this. I forgot to mention it to you guys. Ty Simpson in camp so far for the Rams has looked awful. He's not looked good in camp. And the fact that the Rams did that future move to have the guy behind Stafford instead of drafting. Thank you, Rams, by the way, for letting Lemon fall. But drafting Lemon.
Because he was supposed to get drafted by them.
Yeah.
He was projected to go their way, and he fell out.
It's kind of weird, too, because I remember when we covered the draft, and we were like, the hell Rams drafting Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
But he has a couple bad years. Like Stafford can't play forever. So Simpson will need to suit up at some point. And they're going to have to evaluate whether they made the right call or not. So I know it's the most early prediction ever, but
Yeah, right now, it's just there was a clip that went around that he was dropped back to pass. He rolled to his left, then he rolled back to his right for an incomplete pass. Like he was just rolling around, making a Shedeur, like what Shedeur Sanders looked like last year at times. That kind of a play. If you look it up, it's like the Ty Simpson training camp. If you look it up on X or Instagram, it's out there. I had to mention that.
What's wrong with looking like a Pro Bowler?
The ultimate Pro Bowler, but we get what you're saying. But
literally like the 15th Pro Bowl pick there out of all the quarterbacks because the quarterbacks are just like, I don't want to.
Hey, he played in the Pro Bowl. Congrats, Ginger. I mean, that's the thing too. We do have to talk about I forgot to mention this in the pre-show too. The Browns QB situation. We have to talk about this too.
Oh, we could do a show on this.
Yeah. We could do a whole show on the Browns.
It could literally last us the entire show, like an hour and a half. Tops.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. We could, and we might do that next week. I think we might do that next week.
Okay, great.
I'm dead serious. I don't most of the show talking about the Browns QB situation so far.
I'm joking. I don't want to talk about the Browns. Nobody wants to talk about the Browns.
No, I'm kind of joking too, but we'll talk about the Browns a little bit here. Right now, Shedeur has looked like the better quarterback of the two of them, but it looks like Deshaun Watson's in the inside track right now because of the mobility.
Yeah.
To start. At the moment. I think I saw something where Shedeur is only thrown one interception, and the other two quarterbacks in camp, including Watson, have thrown 3 or more. So far. So I would think Shedeur's the better option right now at QB.
Absolutely.
But I think they're gonna give Watson a shot in this Tom Muckin, because of the Lamar, he's going to try to bring the Lamar Jackson offense to Deshaun Watson.
Well, I don't know about the Lamar Jackson offense.
But that's what they're going to try to do more mobility
level. of a runner. You know what I mean? Well, he was always a good runner, but he was never like a Lamar Jackson type.
No,
runner.
he's not.
Now with the knee stuff and the Achilles, I don't think he'll ever get to that point. But I do think they're going to give him the start, not because he's better, but because they're paying him a crap ton of money.
Yeah, that too.
So you almost have to be like, okay, we got this poison pill with this Deshaun Watson contract. We're going to let it play out. We're going to have to start him until he gets injured again, which will probably happen. Yes. And then Shedeur will come in. So
they probably
I don't think I'm pretty sure Shedeur will see some field time this year.
They probably hope. Exactly. I mean, you don't want to wish it on a player, but they're hoping that there's a reason that they can take Deshaun Watson out.
Yeah, exactly.
To put a better option. But I feel like there's just, I mean, forget the football about it, because at the end of the day, like Brandon's right, out of the three, probably better, but it's because of the contract. And they've been organizationally more willing to like sweep the Deshaun under the rug. For sure. Because if you were listening last year, the GM of the Browns was willing to like, I really wasn't going to pick Sanders. Sorry about how he drove home and he wasn't thinking they were going to pick him. The next day, Shedeur Sanders was on the table. So they've been more vocal about, like, not really our guy. Watson's a different story. I think last year of that contract or the second last year of that contract.
Yeah.
But probably no other reason than the money. They're going to have to stand on 10 with the Deshaun Watson thing a bit. Well, we paid him based on his performance, not his off the field issues.
Not performances, things like that. Yeah, when he was with the Texans before the controversies and injuries, obviously. Yeah, but I think you are correct. They're going to have to ride this wave out. I think this will be the last year because it is the second to last year in his contract. And I do think this will be his last year in Cleveland because they will more than likely cut him and get rid of him and just cut the wire entirely.
It has to be a cut because there shouldn't be any trade value for him unless he has a Herculean season, which I'm not predicting.
Unless something magical happens, and I don't foresee any of that happening. So
agreed.
I just feel like they're just gonna let it ride this year, cut the wire in the off season, and just take that last 50 or something million and just swallow it, you know?
Yeah. We had some breaking news this morning. Transition away from Cleveland. I had some breaking news this morning with the Bijan Robinson deal. We did talk about Gibbs and Robinson were camp hold-ins last week. Now Robinson will be not a hold-in and actually participate in drills and everything like that. Now with his 70 what was it?
It was like 75 million.
It was a 3-year extension for 75.
And he got 40-something million guaranteed, I believe it was.
Yeah, so, let's see here. And the Falcons, we have to talk about this too with the Falcons, with the Bijan news. Jalen Walker is feared to have a torn ACL already.
Yeah.
That's
unfortunate,
That is an unfortunate situation for Atlanta. On that side of it, but the fact that Bijan got his deal done before Gibbs, now the Lions are going to be like at the mercy.
Yeah, now the pressure's on them to make that deal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what are y'all thoughts on the Bijan deal overall?
Shane, you want to go first on this?
Yeah, I mean, it has to happen. I wonder if he will stay in for the entirety of it because. And this is one of the dangers about these huge, big contracts on teams like Atlanta. Yeah. I think we can all agree they're a potential playoff team, but not guaranteed at all, right? So
well, I mean,
anyone in the AFC South is not guaranteed.
Seasons. They have the talent. It's just they don't have the coaching or the front office capabilities to like really like show potential for a playoff push.
So I'll say it again. Let me say this again. Any team in the NFC South is not guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to interrupt
exactly.
The division
We've seen
winner
it the
might
last
not
couple
get in.
seasons, boys. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're correct. But
Yeah.
the point is, they missed the playoffs. Say they missed the playoffs down the road. Dion's going to be taking him that money, but he hits close to 2,000 yards each season. He might demand a trade to be like, I want a chip. If he's
or
that
not even 2,000, just having like almost 2,000 yards from scrimmage, being just a dual threat like he always has been.
Yeah,
I could see that potentially happening because like why would I understand I got this contract, but we're not winning. Like I haven't in his entire career, he's never made the playoffs. So
exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm. So like and like
why would I want to keep doing this?
From like Atlanta's like. I can't sense because if you have a Bijan Robinson, you pay a Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely.
And that's the end of the story. But I feel like that's the move. There needs to be another move with it. They have to decide whether Penix is the future. I don't care if they have Bijan, Drake London, whoever. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team.
Yeah.
And So I would think, I'm not saying Penix is going to have a bad year because I don't know. He has potential.
Well, right now, Tua's the favorite to start.
Tua's going to start because Penix still has to nurse that ACL injury.
Yeah.
So Tua's starting.
Yeah.
Right now, Tua's the starting quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not making the playoffs this year. So next year.
No.
So next year, if they don't make the playoffs, they need a plan in place.
They're not like quarterback.
Yeah, we brought that news upon you, Shane. You're just like, oh yeah, so they're not making the playoffs. We could just accept that. Right now.
Because I forgot about the injury. I figured if they had like a competition, Penix would win out over Tua. But
right now the favorite is Tua to win the job. But I think Penix still has a shot to win the job by the end of it. But
by the time he comes back, yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like by the time they come back, they're not going to have a good record. And they're just going to be like, okay, throw Penix out there so we can try something.
Yeah.
Penix for a flea flicker. Let's see if we can
exactly
get some points on the board. Yeah. But
the $51 million guaranteed for Robinson, including $37 million guaranteed at signing. It's also $75 million extension for 3 years, makes him the highest paid overall running back, surpassing Barkley's new extension that he got last year. So Nicole Lynn is Jalen Hurts' free agent, a bunch of other people's agent. Nicole Lynn has been balling with these contracts as of late. So so she keeps on doing a good job. She's probably one of the best agents right now, along with Drew Hosenhouse, the guys Nicole Lynn is just
she's getting everybody paid.
Yeah, she's getting every one of her clients paid. So so big money. So my thoughts on it. Bijan is going to get his money. Like got the money. He deserves the money. I think it impacts the Lions deal because now the Lions have to either match it or surpass it for Gibbs. So I don't know how long this situation with Gibbs being the highest paid or Robinson being the highest paid before Gibbs becomes that. For Detroit. But
it definitely sets the market not only for this year, but for the potential next free agency.
Yes, at running back. Yeah. Which is crazy because now with Jeremiah Love drafted 3rd overall and having the highest paid running back rookie deal since Barkley, technically, since Barkley was drafted number 2. But even then, it was like Barkley, it was because how the salary cap and how the values have gone up. It Love's deals more than Barkley's was in 2019.
Yeah, and it's probably if he has anywhere close to Barkley's stats when Barkley was with the Giants his first few seasons.
Yeah,
I think he'll get a potential big deal like Barkley did.
Yeah,
like a bigger deal at least.
Yeah. I 100%. I do, but going back to Bijan, I agree with Shane. The pressure's on Atlanta to actually get the quarterback situation right, and down there, because I don't think the guy's in the room right now. I mean, obviously they're trying the Tua experiment.
Yeah.
They're trying the Penix experiment. Two guys that have been hurt throughout their careers, both college and professional. And it's just,
but I would at least let me jump in. I would at least give Penix another chance just because they haven't had a coach that has come in and be able to set up an offense that highlights his strengths. Because obviously you had last year. What was the coach's name? I know he was a defensive head coach.
Oh,
that got fired. Morris. It was like
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris, yes.
Yeah.
So now, and who did they hire?
They hired Durant. No, was it Browns, Stefanski.
Okay. See, now they have Stefanski, who is a pretty decent head coach, and he's a good offensive head coach. Yeah. So I feel like give Penix one more run, try and hope he's healthy enough, and then obviously match him up with Stefanski to try and really, take his career off. So I feel like give Penix one more shot. And then from that point on, just hope to God you find something out there where, you can at least get something, because this roster is way too talented to be missing the playoffs year in and year out. Because you have Drake London, you have Bijan, you have the weapons, and you have a solid defense.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Which takes a hit with the Jalen Walker injury, by the way.
Yeah, well, it takes a hit, but then you also got to remember, look, Jalen, you losing Jalen Walker sucks, and obviously you had the other situation with your other one that had, what was he was stalking Rakia Jackson for the
yes, Jane.
You had that situation.
Yeah,
and then but they still have a solid defense overall. And look, NFC South, like we all said, sucks. So it's wide open. You should, with the talent you have and the head coach that you have now, even with the quarterback situation, should at least be in a playoff position.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. They should be in a playoff position. Carolina got better, but Tampa Bay regressed. So
yeah, Tampa's regressed. What were you going to say, Shane?
I was actually going to say Tampa Bay. Remember, Baker's not renegotiating his contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he might be, I guarantee you, if Baker Mayfield leaves the Buccaneers and he leaves the NFC South, the owner's going to pull Stefanski up and be like, we have to make the playoff. We have to win the division.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be like
the only viable other team in that, because the only viable other team in that division is Carolina, and even then,
I think New Orleans is a dark horse. I think New Orleans with Kellen Moore and what they've done down there is a dark horse.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I just feel like Carolina, I like what they're doing there a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, it's still wide open.
Yeah. I think Tyler Shuck was impressive last year under Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So I like the weapons they got, especially with Jordan Tyson.
Yes.
As well as their draft pick this year.
Yeah, I just don't trust their defense quite yet.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, their pass rush was not very good last year, and they didn't really make any moves to improve it.
Yeah, so and I would like them so much more if they kept Shaheed.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But Tyson can replace Shaheed's production, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's where it's a catch-22, because were they going to pay Shaheed?
Yeah.
Or get on a rookie deal from Jordan Tyson?
Well, look, receivers are always very expendable, and you can take one out and plug one back in. You still have the same value. So they're very common commodity.
Oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
So the Saints are interesting, the Panthers are interesting, but the Falcons should be the favorites to win, or one of the favorites to win the division.
Yes.
So along with Carolina. So
yeah.
But that being said, let's get to some injury updates. This first one happened maybe a day or two after our pod last week. CJ Gardner-Johnson's calf strain. A lot of people were worried it was an Achilles tear because it was non-contact. All the signs of an Achilles tear ended up being a calf strain. Good news there for CJGJ, but it's just going to be it's going to probably be a long road for him to come back probably in this situation. We already covered
the good thing is for the Bills,
yes.
Their season doesn't start until the second week of September.
Yes.
So
yes.
they don't. So they have a lot of time for him to recover. So
yeah. Facts. Because they're on Monday night, right? They're Monday night.
Yes, they're on I think they're the first Monday night game.
Yeah, they're Monday night week 1. So they got time. So going back to the injuries overall, I think the rest of these guys are not concerned. Like there's not concerns with a lot of these injuries. AJ Brown's dislocated thumb. He pushed through it.
Yeah.
No concern there. Devontae Smith, Mekhi Lemon, both have hamstring injuries that the team's not concerned with. Now, there is some concerns from Philly faithful that follow the team that know that Mekhi had a hamstring issue in minicamp that kept him out of the minicamp period at the end of the spring sessions. So that is something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
With Lemon, I think Smitty will be fine. But you need Lemon out there to get the reps with Jalen if they're going to use him. They're planning on using Lemon.
And then you look at our receiving core. Like even though we've added a lot of names in there, they're very young names.
Yeah,
and I just don't. And we talked about it before the show. You said we had the like second string receivers in there with the first team offense.
Yeah,
and it wasn't as clean and as efficient as it was last week.
Or Monday. The first day or Monday. Because Smitty was there Monday.
Yeah. But still, like you said, even with Smitty makes it easier because you have that connection there.
Yeah.
So, but like everybody else, you still have to build that up. And so I feel like Mekhi Lemon, you hope the hamstring stuff is just a sore hamstring. You hope it doesn't, snowball into anything else. And then obviously Devontae, I don't think from what I saw for the reports before the show, mostly just a sore hamstring. So no concerns at a strain or anything like that.
Yeah, no. So there's no lingering situation with Devontae. I don't think the concern for Lemon either. Yeah. Lane Johnson hasn't been practicing the last few days.
Yeah.
For Eagles, I don't know. Like that's the thing. They haven't said what Lane's situation is. Yeah. It was an excused situation for Lane. Maybe it's like excused as in rest for Lane Johnson.
Well, he is an older offensive lineman, or it could be excused. He had something else going on.
But that's the thing, too, because Jihad Campbell had a situation where he went back to Alabama to get his degree. That's why he missed one of the practices.
Yes.
Over the weekend. And then also, too, Elijah Moore became, I think, had had a child again. So he missed the practice. So that was his excuse. So those were like some other examples of excuse practices for some guys on the Eagles roster over the weekend. Now,
but nothing I wouldn't be too concerned about.
No, I don't think so. I don't. Yeah, that's the thing for Lane. I'm not concerned about Lane but right now, it's good for Lane to miss these opportunities because Markel Bell got some reps today with the first team offense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
as well. So that was good at right tackle. Granted, the offense didn't look as great today as it did yesterday because of the missing pieces with Devontae and Lemon and Lane. But there were some drops. Jalen threw an interception to Michael Carter, which was a diving play. So that was a nice play for the defense at the backup safety spot race with Epps and Carter.
Yeah,
because I think the base defense is going to be DeJean and Makuba, and then Makuba is definitely starting in nickel when DeJean moves down to the nickel. Speaking of Mr. DeJean, there was an injury scare with him with his arm, but apparently he was okay afterwards. It was there. I haven't heard anything about DeJean since. Apparently he was okay. So he just rushed off to the sidelines. They looked at him, So we'll see what happens with the Gene maybe over the next couple days. But there's the Eagles side of it in detail, and then I think was there another one that was Marvin Harrison Jr. He had a struggle. He had a couple of drops so far, but he's there's been some moments of shine for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So far. So it's up and down. I mean, training camp, drops happen. So
but the concern for Marvin Harrison about the drops thing, that's been a lingering issue for him since he's become a Cardinal, since he's gotten to the pros.
Yes.
Is the drops. Like especially like big key passes that you need to convert, he just drops. And I just feel like I don't know what the problem is there. I don't know if it's gloves. I don't know if it's a confidence issue. I just feel like I feel so bad because he was so freaking good at Ohio State, and it's just like, why isn't this translating to the NFL? I just don't know yet.
So okay, so here's some more injuries so far that we need to kind of go over. The Pearsall thing kind of broke last week during the show.
Yeah.
We do need it. It is an ending PCL. It looks like for our Pearsall, he's out the rest of the year. That news was confirmed after we went off, like the day after we went off the air. Kobe Bryant, the safety that for Seattle, formerly for Seattle, now on the Bears, he's out for 10 weeks with a knee issue. So the Bears secondary
that's a tough blow for them. They really needed him.
Yeah, that took a hit. Scoreton, that happened before the show started, but Nick Scoreton for the Panthers out for the year. Breesy out for the year for the Saints. Brazil out for the year. A lot of knee injuries so far this training camp right now. A lot of knee issues from what I'm looking at. Obviously, we talked about the Kyle Shanahan situation. Let's see here.
It's just when you look at the Niners situation, especially when it comes to injuries, it's just like they've been like top 10 in injuries over the past, decade. And it's just, I think it's amazing to me how they're able to still compete with those injuries, especially last year. They were just throttled with injuries. And I just feel like for this season, I don't know what it's going to look like for them in that NFC West, because obviously Seattle and the Rams are the two best teams in that division. And obviously it's still a very competitive division overall. Even if Arizona's not that good, they're still they're still a trap game for whoever plays them. It's just I don't know where San Francisco is going to lie when the standings, come down the end of the season. I don't know if they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Remember, they did re-sign Debo. And
they got Debo to replace Pearsall.
And I don't know if getting him back is going to make any difference because he's older now. This isn't Debo from 5 years ago that was an all-pro Swiss Army knife. So
and now you're going to be asking him to do more. I think when they brought him in, they were like, "Well, we're going to run trick plays with you. We'll put you, in the backfield a couple times. We'll put you in the slot. We'll move you around." But now it's like, we need you to be
a receiver.
Can Debo Samuel come save us? But credit to the 49ers, though, because they know they have a lot of injury-prone players. Ergo, these signings are big. Even like you look at like a guy like Tunges, who may not be the greatest, tight end in the world, but like, they know that Kittle's getting up there. He's more injured.
Well, I think it's just, and I don't think it's a matter of front office. I think it's a matter of coaching, just somehow being able to input these guys and still, compete and win games is just incredible to me on that end.
Facts.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing too. When you look at that, 100%, all the injuries, so far are big. A lot of them, like I said, were knee issues that are probably season-ending or debilitating.
Or they're going to miss like at least multiple weeks, especially going into the season.
Which is huge. Which is huge. So let's get into the Hall of Fame. So this Hall of Fame is this weekend. We have the Hall of Fame game on Thursday, as Shane said. I think he mentioned it earlier, or maybe before we went live. Carson Beck is going to
before we went live because I was talking about the Carson Beck angle, which I was going to bring up when we're talking about Marvin Harrison. Is that obviously the Cardinals want him to be the best player they can be with Brissett at the helm. It kind of looks like they're taking like a transitional year.
Yeah.
But at the time, it'll be easy to see if Beck does well because give him a good preseason, give him a couple reps. Cardinals fans are going to want him.
Oh, dude, sorry about that. That was my fire alarm or my smoke alarm. It's so where I live, we get a lot of water and moisture in the air. So sometimes it goes off and it just went off again. So
well, it's raining here right now. So so if you hear my roof.
So if you hear that go off, or you see me jump out of my chair like something I just got shot or something, that's what happened.
So you're still alive. Good.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Nothing's happening. No, there's no fire.
There's no fire going on. It's just
being an emotional smoke alarm. It's just being emotional.
Yeah, I love that. So the Hall of Fame game, it's always fun to have football back with the Hall of Fame game. It's never you get some gyms like the fake punt that Tennessee did a handful of years ago and all that. No, you get some gyms here and there.
Or like a game-winning drive. I forget one year there was a game-winning drive. That was fun. Yeah.
But it's mostly like the second and third stringers in that Hall of Fame every year. You never see any starters in the Hall of Fame game because it's an extra game in the preseason for those teams, technically. Because it doesn't fit into the preseason schedule exactly. So
it's because it's a special game. It's
a special game basically. So it's for the Hall of Fame weekend.
Yeah.
So it's and this year the Arizona Cardinals and Panthers are playing because of the two of the headliners are Larry Fitzgerald, longtime Cardinal, and then Luke Kuechly, longtime Panther, which makes sense. Both of them got deserved inductees, first ballot inductees too, and I think Breeze was also first ballot too. So, or maybe within the first couple years.
Yes.
So Drew Brees, Luke Kuechly, Larry Fitzgerald,
and then Roger Craig was there too.
Adam Vinatieri, and Ronnie Craig, who is the senior.
No, Roger Craig, not
Ronnie Craig. My fault. Roger Craig, who is the senior inductee this year. So he was off the main writers ballot, but the seniors, finally let him in. Great class. Saturday's the enshrinement, as always, at early in the day on Saturday. Breeze invited in the viral clip of Breeze inviting Sean Payton to be the guy to introduce him into the hall. If y'all haven't seen that is on the socials. NFL I think posted it on their socials. I think Peyton was out in a bar and Breeze was on the phone on FaceTime. It's obvious that Peyton was going to be the guy. I think for Breeze to introduce him, it makes sense. And that was a good move, I think, for Breeze to do. It's going to be interesting to see who introduces Larry, who introduces Kuechly, and who introduces Vinatieri.
Yeah, I wonder if Rivera is going to be the one that introduces Kuechly at all.
I hope Ron Rivera introduces Kuechly.
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
I kind of hope
introduce Larry.
I would. Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, from one Hall of Famer to another, might as well, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping the Vinatieri one could be interesting.
Yeah. You can choose anybody.
You can choose anybody for the Patriots or anybody from the Colts.
Yeah.
We know that there's one person in particular we're going to be wanting to hear from. Yeah, I don't mean us three. I mean people.
Yeah, I wonder who it is, Shane.
Yeah, there's just one quarterback.
No, it's the sheriff. It's Peyton Manning.
I think he wore the number 12 for the New England Patriots. I forget his name, but he was a nobody. I don't know.
I don't think Brady's. I think it's more of a chance that Peyton introduces.
Yeah, I think it's gonna probably be Peyton. Well, he played for the Colts longer than he did the Patriots.
Yep.
Yeah, even though he won more Super Bowls with the Patriots, it was just I
think he ended up staying with the Colts longer.
Yeah.
An interesting one could be Pat McAfee.
Ooh,
that could be an interesting one because Pat has been, was his holder since he came into the league. That could be an interesting one, and they still have a good relationship, Vinatieri and Pat.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's feeding into the Pat McAfee's everywhere narrative. I think it makes more sense for. It'd be interesting if both Brady and Manning introduced him too. Like they had a duo.
Like share it.
Then share it kind of a deal.
Well, I'm pretty sure you can only pick one. So
you can only pick one. Yeah. But there was moments where there was two people on the stage too. So introducing them.
Yeah.
So
if they're they change the rules for, their names would be Peyton Manning and Tom.
Peyton and Tom.
Yeah. And it makes sense for both. It would make sense for both of them to do introduce Vinatieri.
And McCaffrey, Pat McCaffrey's a good shout for sure.
Yeah.
My thing is that definitely Peyton Manning's getting asked, and I think Tom's getting asked. So I don't think if either of them pick up the phone, I think one of them's going to do it. But if they're not available,
the first one to pick up the phone wins, sort of situation. Yeah.
Exactly. McAfee's the dark horse to introduce Vinatieri. He's the dark horse guy that if you were betting on who was introducing. If it was something you can bet on DraftKings or FanDuel, it's a.
Well, all I know is this is probably one of the better classes I've seen in a long time.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I think it's the best class in the recent memories. Yeah, I think it's the best class in the recent memories.
Yeah,
for me, because Kuechly, even though his career was shorter,
he's still a legend. He's still a legend. 8 years, made Pro Bowl all 8 years.
Yep.
All pro, I think 7 of those years. So he's great. Yeah.
Actually, there is every Hall of Famer definitely deserves it, but there's one person who's not there that's making a very big absence.
You saying Eli? Don't say Eli.
Bill Belichick.
Oh, Coach Bill Belichick.
And obviously, I'm poised to be in the position to be that guy. I'm always going to talk about the Patriots guy who didn't get in there. But for real, if you listen to what happened last year, what Bill Polian said was that, or he thought at the time, he needed to wait 1 year as punishment for Spygate and Deflategate. Therefore, I, on behalf of Pat's Nation, say, it's been a year. Where's Bill?
I think Bill will get in next year. I think he'll be one of the big headliners next year. That kind of a deal. Like this upcoming class, I think Bill is going to get in. I just don't see a day where Bill Belichick is not going to
never reaches the Hall of Fame. No, come on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even though I have reservations about the Spygate and all that cheating stuff, dude, he's still a great coach. You still got to put him in.
Yeah,
that's a very educated, mature.
And even if you didn't want to put him in Patriots wise, you could put him in as a Giant. He's already in the Hall of Fame because of the defense he put together with the Giants.
Yes, exactly.
During their Super Bowl runs, so you could still theoretically put him in there.
The other thing
is that, the Giants.
Yeah, the other thing too is that a lot of people want to punish him for Deflategate. So Spygate was him. Deflategate was
Brady.
Brady and the referees who were in charge of the ball. Actually, I think it was a couple of the ball boys who were there before the game.
Yes.
If you believe that is 100% inexcusable, and those are the people you have a gripe with, not Belichick. So that, but that was an argument for last year. So.
But also, I think next year, I hope Devin Hester finally gets in. In the Hall, because you have to make room for the returner eventually, and I think Devin Hester deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. The best returner in the modern game. So you have to get Devin Hester in the Hall. Eli, I think the argument for Eli, is people are going to have their arguments and non-arguments.
We're going to say he only had like a few good seasons. He only made the Pro Bowl a few seasons. And the one of the 2 seasons or both seasons or 2 of the 3 that he went to was because he made the Super Bowl and he won sort of thing. So, but I feel like Eli, when you look at his stats, obviously interceptions stick out like a sore thumb.
Yes.
But look, he was a great player. Might as well put him in the Hall of Fame. There are far worse players than Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yeah.
So come on.
At this point, so
especially the legendary runs, just based off the legendary runs, when you beat the undefeated Patriots, even though that brings up sore memories for Shane. Yeah, I mean, come on.
Well,
yeah, especially
but also, like if there's a quarterback that's going to beat us twice, please put him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, at least
I can make that argument. Like, whoa, we should have been undefeated the entire way. He kept us from it. He deserves it in. Yeah. But you're right about the stats and where they compare. I think like they dull in comparison to like Manning, Breeze, Brady, Rodgers.
The top.
You can't look at that. You have to look at like the field of available players. And did Eli Manning play above and beyond?
Well, then the other argument is like he's like, would Matt Ryan get in? Mm-hmm. Because like he's got an MVP. I understand. But at the same time, Eli's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He was Super Bowl MVP in both of them. And, and obviously they're very similar on the passing yards and passing touchdowns all-time list. Yeah. So might as well, if Matt Ryan is going to be considered for it, Eli should definitely get in if Matt Ryan is being considered.
Yeah. 100%. So the Hall of Fame next year is going to be interesting, but the Hall of Fame this year is going to be great. Remember to watch
the legendary class.
Yeah, remember to watch the enshrinement this weekend on ESPN at around noon on Saturday. We have to talk about the Romo stuff too. So Romo was charged with a DUI, I think around the beginning of the month of July, around the middle of July. And CBS has
he wasn't charged with an DUI, he was charged with an OWI.
That's right.
Under the influence.
Yeah, wow. So it was
different charge. Yeah.
Different charge. So good catch on that. It was OWI. So he was charged with that, and CBS has taken him off the air right now. Yeah. He's on leave.
Indefinite leave, yes.
Indefinite leave right now for Romo. Did we think Romo is in the booth for CBS's game week 1?
I think what you should be asking is Romo cooked?
That too. Well, that too. I was going to say that. I mean, that you can go into that. I think he is cooked. But go ahead.
Well, look, whenever in any corporate space, broadcast or otherwise, whenever you hear the words indefinite leave, you can pretty much pencil in they're done.
Yeah.
You could pretty much say, he's never going to step into a booth again. Yeah. And it's unfortunate because Romo is one of my favorite broadcasters. And I hate saying that as an Eagles fan, but hey, he was. We beat him all a bunch of times when he was the Cowboys. Anyways, we dominated his ass, so I don't really care. That's besides the fact. Blame my fan bias in the way a little bit. That being said, it's unfortunate. And who did they say it was going to be? JJ that was going to replace him. JJ Watt, right?
Yeah, I think right now JJ is the favorite to replace.
I'm interested. I'm heartbroken that Romo will probably be gone. Yeah, but I'm interested in seeing how JJ does.
Here's my thing too with JJ. JJ and Iron Eagle.
Yes,
is a great booth, and it sucks that Romo's situation takes that booth away from us.
Yeah.
It because as the second booth, and if it happens to be JJ replacing him, on and it would have been a good situation for Breeze, to step into, but he's on Fox's team, so he's on.
Exactly. Yeah,
he's the third broadcast team on Fox, I think, right now.
Yeah, because Brady and Kevin are the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one
Olsen and Joe Davis.
The second one's Olsen, right? Yeah.
Olsen and Joe Davis.
Yeah, Joe Davis. Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah. So that's the thing. So you losing your second best CBS team, and I don't know how you replace that chemistry.
I'm pretty sure they were the best one. Jim Nantz and Tony, I'm pretty sure were the top dogs.
Yeah, they were the top dogs. Yeah, I'm saying you have to lose that second because JJ is going to replace Romo on Jim Nantz.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah.
You're losing two great teams because of this incident. That's the thing.
Yeah. I was just being very technically correct in terms of first team, second team.
Yeah.
So, you are right and correct in that.
Yeah, and also I think, too, with Romo, like, Romo got overplayed a bunch with his predictions and his quirks. A little bit.
Yeah.
It got overplayed. So it might have been time, and CBS might have been looking for a way out already with that.
They were looking for an excuse is what you're saying, Yeah,
they were looking for an excuse, and I think this was that excuse. So if he's gone, he's gone. It'll be interesting to see what happens down the road with CBS's broadcasting teams in the NFL this season. Fox officially announced theirs. That's where I was going with Brees was the third, and it sucked. If CBS, could have gotten him, I think that would have been an interesting, way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Romo with Brees, to counteract Brady, being with Burkhardt, Andrews, and Rinaldi. Have Brees being the next top guy, but Fox beat them to the deal last year when Brees was a free agent in broadcasting. Wilson has officially joined the CBS team too. I think for NFL Today since he retired.
He's on the broadcast booth, but he's on the
he's on the NFL Today show, like the pregame show.
Yeah, the pregame stuff. Yeah,
I think he's replaced Matt Ryan, who went to the Falcons president role.
Yes.
So essentially, that's what they're doing with that. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, your NBC broadcast is still the same with Tirico and Collinsworth. So.
And then ESPN still, ESPN does Monday night, but that's, Troy.
And also, they got the Super Bowl. They got the Super Bowl this year, ESPN.
ESPN's got the Super Bowl this year? Oh, okay.
First time ever on ESPN. It will be the Super Bowl on ESPN with Buck and Aikman. Yeah,
that's news to me. It's usually between the big three and CBS.
They've been promoting it. If you watch ESPN, they have this I scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl. A year-long thing.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So promoting the Super Bowl, the Toy Story commercials with the
That's right. Yeah. I remember it now.
Yeah, you see all of that lead from them promoting it heavily, saying they have the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
that's why they got the NFL Network. It's why they got guys like Traeger and the hype up that pregame coverage of Super Bowl. Super Bowl 60. One in LA. So
it is 61. It's not 60. We already have that.
Last year was 60. I was about to say
60.
I was about to say 60, but I was like, no,
man. I can't. I can only count to 50 something. Sorry.
No, it's Super Bowl 61 in LA with ESPN.
I can only count up to the Super Bowls that the Eagles won. That's the only one.
True. Facts. But so that's what we got here. At the same time, so we're about an hour in. Let's spend about 10, 12 minutes on the fantasy running back situation.
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap up here. So the fantasy running backs this year, we mentioned Bijan's contract, and Bijan's currently the second best running back right now in fantasy according to ESPN.
According to ESPN, he's the second ranked fantasy prospect.
Yes. And then with Jahmyr Gibbs being the first rated prospect, then they have Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, and what was the fifth one? I can't remember.
It should be
it was
Ryan, right?
Cook. It was Cook, James Cook.
Oh, it was Cook,
James Cook.
Yeah.
James Cook. I like that top 5. I just don't know about Jonathan Taylor being the third best.
Yeah.
Back.
No.
Well, I just don't know about the Colts situation in general.
Yeah, I mean that's to say, JT had a good year until Daniel Jones got hurt, and then when
he had a good start, but that second half just
cooked
them. Well, I think the injury obviously to Daniels hurt more.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Jones.
Sorry, I forgot. I get quarterback names mixed up a lot. Daniel Jones. Yes, he was. Yeah. Once he got hurt, they were screwed.
Yeah. 100%. So, but yeah, Shane, your thoughts on the top 5 there? I know you were going to go in with.
Yeah, you're going to say something.
I mean, well, I'm thinking about it because you hit the nail on the head with once Danny Dimes was gone, Taylor's production did slow down. But don't forget, he had a 212-yard all-purpose game last year.
Yes, he did.
And
yes, he did.
The workhorse back are fewer and far between.
Yes.
Even earlier, we're talking about Bigsby is going to take away snaps from Barkley, which shouldn't happen because Barkley's your best running back. But you know who's not going to lose any snaps? Jonathan Taylor. And
well, you know who else isn't going to lose any snap? Christian McCaffrey.
If he stays healthy.
If he stays healthy, that's always been the question for him. But if he's healthy, he's going to be the workhorse for that offense.
I think
100%.
Go ahead, Shane. Keep going.
Go ahead, Shane.
So what I was saying was, so 100%. If you told me 100% Christian McCaffrey all season, there'd be a debate there.
Yes,
but I wouldn't be surprised if McCaffrey falls to the second.
Yeah.
Actually, I literally, though, I won a league because nobody wanted to draft McCaffrey in the round. And I picked him. And I did it again, and I went to the finals, and I couldn't set it through the entire way. But but when you're looking at like healthy running backs, I just think that Taylor, the explosiveness, the fact that he's going to get the ball, he's going to get so many touches per game.
Yeah.
The concern is that if the Colts are not going to have a good season, there's not going to be good game scripts for Jonathan Taylor. But I think I'd still rather like if the Colts are losing.
Yeah.
But there's not like a Myles Garrett or someone clogging the lane. I probably would still want Taylor.
That makes sense.
I think when I look at the list here, when we were talking about this before the show, I just think it's so interesting that when outside of the top 5, Barkley's all the way down at 9, you have Amari and Hampton, Genty, and Achane ahead of him. I just think that's I don't agree with that just because
I don't either.
Obviously, Achane is going to be the heartbeat of the Dolphins offense. We know that.
Yeah.
But I just don't. And then Hampton, if he's healthy, I think he'll be good. But Genty, same thing. He'll be the workhorse. But for Barkley, I just feel like when you look at this Eagles offense, and we talked about this before the show, last season, everybody was just like, he still got over 1,200 yards. He still got a lot of yards.
Yeah.
But he was not the same workhorse he was when he went over 2,000.
Yes.
We know that. And a lot of that was due in part because our O-line was injured for the majority of the season. Cam Jurgens was in and out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Lane missed the last month and a half because of a foot injury.
Yeah.
So and you look at the stats, and when he went to over 2,000 yards, he wasn't getting hit behind the line like at all. They weren't touching him behind the line.
Yes.
Whereas the season when we had the injuries, he was getting hit behind the line all the time. And I just feel like with our new OC coming in, I feel like it's going to be a lot more balanced of an offense. We're not going to lean too heavy on running, and I don't think we'll be too pass heavy like we were a couple seasons ago.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, like after, like I'm talking about like 2023 after we went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah, but you also think that Barkley's going to be used more in the passing game, right?
Yeah, I think, and I think because of that balance, he's going to be used more in the passing game. And I just feel like from a value standpoint, I just feel like he should rank higher. Like, obviously, if you want to have Chan over him, that's an argument. You can have that.
Yeah.
But in terms of Genty and Hampton, that are more question marks, I just feel like he should be at least higher up.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Barkley is, like, they could be the reason why it's ranked that way. I'm not sure if they're taking both dynasty and redraft into account. If it's a dynasty league, I understand why you might want Hampton, Genty. If it's a redraft league, I think you're crazy if you don't take Barkley. But
I agree on that.
Yeah. But the new OC is interesting because I think a lot of people think that, like, for instance, Hurts is going to have, obviously Devontae is going to go off because he's number one now.
Yes. Yeah.
But, like, you would think that Barkley would get a bigger bump than that because it's like a new system. So
I think some of it is because of age too, because we know running backs have a short lifespan.
Yes.
And he's coming up on 30. I think he's 29.
Yeah.
So he's just right on the edge of turning 30. And once we know running backs, once they turn 30, most of the time they just,
that's true.
The gas runs out. Like Derrick Henry is the only exception to that. But even last season, he's, was 32 last season. And you kind of saw the cracks starting to show. And his explosiveness. So,
here's the thing. We did forget one extension in the roundup. Zay Flowers got his extension too.
Oh good.
Henry,
So I saw that. That's good because he's definitely their number one. You want to keep him there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it does. I wouldn't say it moves the needle in terms of the wide receiver market at all.
No.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I feel like that is a key. I feel like them retaining Zay and signing him to that contract is a good move for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. So that was one thing I did forget, and it scrolled across the bottom line right now. So I just wanted to make sure I added that. Back to your Derrick Henry report real quick.
Yeah. It's fine. And then when I look at the list, I want to get your guys' opinion because they have right after 10, Chase Brown is at 10.
Yeah.
After that, at the 12th position is Love.
Yeah.
13th is Walker. And then Jacobs is all the way down at 14th.
Yeah.
Do you think some of these will get higher up? Like, especially, like, because in my opinion, because we were talking about New Orleans earlier, Travis Etienne is all the way down at 18th. I feel like he should be higher because they're going to use the crap out of him just like they did at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, what's your opinion on the names I named? And do you guys think they should be higher?
I think Kenneth Walker is going to be a key for the Chiefs offense this year.
Yeah.
So I think there's a good chance that he ends up being a top 10 running back in fantasy this season.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs want to get back to winning consistent and winning the division and beating those other two juggernauts.
Yeah.
So I think Walker is going to be huge for fantasy. I don't know if he'll have like the pass catching aspect because they might.
With Kenneth. And maybe because Andy Reid really likes to use those kind of guys.
Yeah.
More of the gadget guys. But I do agree that maybe he might be better suited as a running back, like rushing wise, instead of a receiving back. Yeah.
Yeah, for fan. So that might hurt his value fantasy. Jacobs is obviously the running back, and he's not going to get third down opportunity.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jacob was that low because he's still in his prime. Obviously, you had the knee stuff problems that were last season.
Yeah.
But, like, coming in healthy, I feel
like I said, like the PPR aspect, I don't think he gets enough receiving touches to get him into that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, because they just primarily use him as the bell back where he's just getting the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is, like, I feel like you might disagree with the placement, but he's in that tier.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Yeah, so, like in terms of in terms of running backs overall, yeah.
Yeah, so like you're in a draft. It's the second or third round.
Yeah.
Brown goes away. Williams goes away. Who are you taking? Josh Jacobs every time. So they have him around where he is. It's just they have the other running backs ranked higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's more important is what round he's
going. Yeah. What do you guys think? Because I'm looking at this list further. What do you think of DeAndre Swift being at 21st or 22nd?
Bears back.
I feel like that should be higher.
That Bears backfield I would avoid in fantasy at all costs, for sure.
I would much rather get Monangai at pick 10,971 than for that. But
I don't even see Monangai on here, man. Like he's all the way at 37, man.
Yeah, because he's the backup.
But that's my point. That's
good last year, and the Bears they just love doing that 2 running back set that they love. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know on that.
But that means he'll always get, he'll always get value. And like if you're in a draft where because some people auto draft after like the 10th round, sometimes you can get value by staying in the draft room and picking off under value players. Monangai's definitely one of them. And if Swift goes down at any point in the season, other people are going to be crying because they're all going to look to see if Monangai is unowned.
And somebody else has got him. Yeah, already. Yeah, exactly.
The other thing I'd say too is that I agree with Brandon that Williams is going to be key. Walker is going to be key for the Chiefs. Yeah, I could see him being a buy low candidate.
Yeah.
Some people, they don't like buying into the Chiefs offense because Mahomes isn't the way he used to be, and they're much
more the way they've run it the last few seasons have just been god awful. And it's more like, and the funny thing is they try so hard to establish a run game with Pacheco the last few seasons, and it just hasn't really taken hold. And I just feel like now that they got a better running back than Pacheco, I just feel like they're going to try and go super harder on it. So I feel like you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck there.
Yeah. Well, they're always going to be – I feel like the Chiefs are a team where also if they run the ball on first down and they get stuffed or they even get like 5 yards out of it, they're going to pass the rest of whatever drive they're on. The benefit for
– Or even short – don't forget, Shane, even short distance ones. Like if it's like – like say they pass on the first down and they get like 6 yards, 2nd and 4, they're going to run the ball. And then over the goal line, they're going to run the ball. They're not going to really pass it. So they're more of that sort of team. So just finish what you're saying. I wanted to add.
No, exactly. No, that's a good
point
though, because it connects to what I'm saying. Kenneth Walker, very, very good at like putting together like strings of like a couple 10-yarders or like 12-yarders. And I'm not sure if that led to his evaluation in Seattle where they said, like, we don't need him, but
I'm surprised they let him go, especially with the Chardonnay injury. I'm surprised they let him walk. But I guess they were just like, look, they thought because he was so inconsistent, because even though he was a good running back, like that was more that last push there was more of an aberration than something that he's going to be for the rest of his career. And I just feel like now that he's with a team like the Chiefs that are so offensively versatile, because you have Andy Reid who runs that offense to a T. So I just feel like it's like he's just going to have a way better season, like we've been saying before, because of certain situations that he just dominates in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need to run the ball, though. Running the ball is going to help Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, all those other guys. The play action with Mahomes does nothing if they can't have anyone that runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why big key free agent.
Yeah, and then don't forget, when you have that play action, it opens up the because they've struggled to get the ball down the field on the deep ball the last few seasons, and I think a lot of it is because their running game has not been able to generate anything consistently. So when they do the play action, everybody's already loaded up backwards, waiting for the deep ball. And now I feel like if they're able to put Walker in there, get that running game going, get to the play action, I think they could get back to like early 20 or like late 2010s Mahomes, to Tyreek Hill down the field sort of thing to really spread that offense out more or stretch those defenses out more, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have this a bit of news too. Obviously, too, like we'll get into like more fantasy stuff. I think Jeremiah, I'm going to get into more fantasy stuff, and then I have some college football news to wrap up.
Yeah.
The situation with Jeremiah Love is intriguing for fantasy because he is the rookie running back to keep an eye on this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there's always one rookie running back. A lot of people love to have draft high. Last year was Genty, Hampton, and Henderson. Obviously, Henderson was the best of those three. Or no, Hampton. I meant when he was healthy. Hampton was the best.
Hampton, when he was healthy, but Henderson obviously had a better situation. With the Patriots, and then compared to the other two,
And then Genty had his ups and downs in fantasy last year. He had a few boom games, but he was mostly.
Well, that was more so. He had his boom games late in the season.
Yeah.
But that was only after the Raiders season was pretty much over, and they were just like, okay, just give him the ball, do whatever. Yeah.
And that's the thing. So I think Jeremiah Love might be in the Genty camp more so than the Hampton Henderson camp when it comes to. So that's something to keep an eye on with Arizona. Because there was a clip in that surfaced like early in training camp where the defense immediately got in the backfield and reminded you of what Genty had to deal with last year. That is something to keep an eye on for sure. With Love, having him 12th over guys like Walker and Jacobs and stuff like that is a bold move from ESPN. In that sense, but at the same time, the potential is there for Jeremiah Love to like come in the league.
But it's still a very volatile pick, I would say. Yeah.
It is very volatile. I will say this too. I am on Jacob's side with the Barkley stuff. Barkley's going to have a great year. Receiving, I think they're going to use him more in screen game. They're going to use him more.
I just think our offense is going to have so much better of a year just because I feel like now that we got rid of Patullo, who couldn't, construct an offense. I don't even trust him running a high school offense or a middle school offense. Whereas now we have somebody who, was a protege of God, I'm not good with names.
He was the Matt LaFleur guy from
he's Matt LaFleur's protege there as a quarterbacks coach, and now he's coming over. So I just feel like we're gonna have so much better of an offense.
It's gonna be so fun watching that offense grow. It might not be like great the first couple of weeks, but if it grows,
I agree on that. Yeah,
if it grows,
I feel like it might be similar to our Super Bowl winning team. Not saying it's going to be 1-to-1, but I just feel like we might have a situation where the first 4 weeks are just like, okay, what's going on here? And then obviously Kellen Moore figured it out. And I just feel like we have a similar situation with us, especially with the talent that we have. I just feel like the talent pool that we have that we can pull from is just so much greater than it was last year.
Yeah. So the little bit of news I got college football related involves the ESPN broadcasting side of it again. So it was announced that Laura Ruckledge was leaving the hosting gig of SEC Nation or like middle of the spring.
Okay.
And Matt Berry is going to take over that hosting role.
Yeah.
And there was departures of Mark Jones and Dave Fleming as well, and Alyssa Lang, who is the sideline reporter with that team in college football, was not on any of the sideline teams. She is taking over Barry's role as the Friday and Saturday night post game host that Matt Berry had with I think it was Acho and Palmer, I think it was, or a couple other
Palmer,
guys.
It was Palmer.
Okay,
So that Lowe's late game recap shows with the helmet stickers, where you see the helmet stickers and stuff like that. That they give their helmet stickers. That'll be Alyssa Lang's role on with the coverage now. So that was officially announced. Awful announcing who is great when it comes to these broadcasting news, like news cycles and stuff like that. Awful Announcing is a good source to go to with these stories right away. So I just wanted to shout that out since we're on the air, and I scrolled by and I saw that Alyssa Lang is great at her job. I think she'll do a great job in that role as ESPN shifts around its football coverage overall, moving Laura more so on NFL stuff and keeping her focused there and instead of college and stuff like that. And so it makes sense. Everything was good there. I think next week, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. I think next week, I think the plan is going to be to start talking about college football some more overall, like the coaches poll and all that, like looking into the coaches poll and who's the best teams heading into the college football season, along with some more NFL roundup.
It's about to start. It's going to start up faster than that. Well, I mean, when does it start? Like in 2 weeks?
End of August, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because it always starts before NFL. So, might as well get that started.
Yeah, we'll start look into the college football coaches poll, AP poll.
Yeah,
who we think is going to be the playoffs in the best 12 teams and for the college football playoff and so forth and so forth.
You think JMU might go back?
I don't want to get too much into detail. I think we go 10 to 11 wins.
Yeah,
and maybe go undefeated. And still miss the CFP because our schedule really our schedule
based off of last season, you getting in and then Oregon just throttling you.
Well, that too, but the thing with that is we did end up covering that game. This is first off, we did end up covering the game. The spread. We're the only Tulane. Their spread was gone, but we covered our spread.
Yeah,
that's something that. We take.
Well, you did a little bit more than Tulane did. So
yeah, we did better than Tulane. So but anyway, that is not. I think us losing the Virginia Tech game, which would have been for the San Diego State game, really hurt our schedule, our strength of schedule. Going to Lane would have probably boosted our schedule, and if we came in there and be a James Franklin hyped Hokies team, that would have been drawing some eyeballs back to Harrisonburg. But the fact that the ACC redid their conference schedules, they had to add the extra game. Tech had to keep their agreement with VMI and ODU. Had to keep those agreements, and JMU was on the low total bowl there. So that is the kicker, and I always will say this. Tech. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it there. People know me and know my friends. They know my feelings on that. On that Tech situation. So I don't want to go too far into it. I might mention it again when it comes closer to time. I might mention
when we get to the college football stuff, maybe a passing mention. Yeah.
Yeah. When we get really into the college football season.
That too.
So, but next week should be fun. We're going to cover college football for most of the show, probably do some more fantasy stuff, and then a little bit of roundup NFL news from training. Shout out y'all's stuff real quick, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, I'll go first. You can find me on Instagram at JDPerrine24, like you see on the screen there. You can also find my stuff at totalapexsports.com. If you type in my name on here into Google, the first thing that'll pop up is my Total Apex Sports page. You can go there, find every article I've ever written for Total Apex. Shane, you want to shout out your stuff real quick?
Two Shanes, actually, that's spelled wrong because it's Hainzs. Not bad. But you can find me like that on Instagram. You can find me like that on X and type in Shane Foley, Total Apex, and you can see everything I've ever written. And it'll be a lot of NFL fantasy stuff. So if you feel like you want to start reading, and now's the time to start reading and getting back into the flow. That's something you want to look at. So I'll
go ahead and do all my shout outs. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, here on YouTube. Also like, comment on if you're watching on TikTok and Facebook. Just react to everything. It gets us more spread on these streams and stuff like that. Also, when the shorts, I have last week's NFL shorts in the pipeline. I'm gonna get them out tonight into tomorrow. That kind of a deal. I have the off the wall limited range basketball clips. I'll have those out middle of the week, and maybe tonight's NFL show after that. After I get those out. So keep an eye on those on TikTok and Instagram Reels. Maybe YouTube Shorts. I'm going to get those on YouTube Shorts as well. So keep an eye on those for some of those clips to come back out. Get those clips circulating. I have articles I will be starting writing middle of the week this week, probably Thursday, Friday, at ellishighlightreel.wordpress.com. So keep an eye on that. I'll probably post the links in YouTube community posts. I'll link it to Facebook. I'll put the link on my Twitter at 30B Ellis as well, and everything like that. So follow all those if you want to read the posts and the writing blogs, stuff from Ellis, from me. Obviously, another thing too that I have to shout out. My Friday show will probably get started. I think I'm going to finally start with the Friday show, looking at the high school schedule for football. As the high school sports fall sports season has already started with some of the golf tournaments around town here, and everything like that over the weekend. So it's time. I think it's time to start looking at those high school schedules and see what games are going to be the marquee games of the Shenandoah Valley, as well as the some Orioles reaction, and some of the more Eagles stuff from my perspective and my more of my thoughts on it. As me and Jacob share our thoughts here on this show, and me and Chris
mostly Eagles. Don't really care about the Orioles. That's all I need, bud.
Yeah, I'll just keep it up with that. I might also talk about some other things too on that Friday show, as well. As it goes on. But the Friday show is going to be fun. I think I'm gonna look at some of the high school stuff, get some thoughts on some old news that happened over the summer, as more administration changes in the athletic departments of each of the high schools. That's shaking up, and it's going to be fun season for the sports. I think it's going to be a good football season. I like what I see with some of the Shenandoah or district teams and what they're going to look like. So far from what I've seen from the local reporters around here, just shout out to all the local reporters doing their thing. Keep up the good work there. Hoping to have a couple of those local reporters maybe hop in. If I can get on the communication and get with them and make sure they want it, they can. That'd be so that is my plan there to start that, and also got to get on the emails for credentials with some of these new ads and stuff like that. So with that being said, this has been Brandon Ellis for the Ellis Highlight Reels End Zone Rush episode 2. Next week's episode should be on Wednesday. This show is probably going to be more a rotation show with the panel. As
and our work schedules,
work schedules and everything like that. Mondays, limited range basketball will always be us three, hopefully.
It's never going to change. It's never going to change.
Never going to change. Good. I like to hear that. Off-ball baseball should be me and Chris always. But the End Zone Rush is probably going to be more of a roundtable show with me, Jacob, Shane, maybe Chris when he can get in here, do his thing with talking Patriots and some of the other football stuff, and might try to add another former. Well, I don't know if he's former. I know he's still there. Probably
he's still there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. No. If you see me on Total Apex with this guy, you know him, and then I might try to get some other guys that I know along the way too if they're available. So. With that being said, this has been episode 2 of the End Zone Rush. I am Brandon Ellis. Like I said before, peace out, everybody.